Okay, I'm going to show you how to change the valve in the sprinter mount. First thing we need to do is take off the head and then remove the auger. The valve's located here, and to remove that we need to take the plate off from underneath here. I'm going to need two tools in particular, a 2.5mm hexagonal key and a 7mm spanner. It's easier to use it in a drill, saves a lot of time. Alternatively, you can use a standard Allen key, hexagonal key, 2.5mm, and put the 7mm socket on either a ratchet handle or in a drill. Makes life a lot quicker. So using the 2.5mm Allen key and 7mm spanner, I'm going to remove all 8 of these button head screws. There's a nylock underneath which you need to find with the spanner. For that I'm just going to spin it out with the driver. Next step is to remove what I call the division plate, which is between underneath the hopper. For that you need to prise it out using a flat bladed screwdriver. If you can find the corner just about here, you can stick it in and just pop it down, and on the back as well. You can see there's a couple of little indents, and they're what's holding the plastic plate in position. Once it's popped out, you can just flex it, and as you flex it, it comes down into the hopper. Now you can feel the pipe underneath, which leads to the valve. The valve also has 2.5mm button head screws holding it in place. So now they're loosened, the valve should, with a bit of luck, just press through that hole, and then taking care not to dislodge the other cables under here, just remove it. And there's the valve. So, to change the valve, it's got a quick fit coupling. Earlier ones had some spring clips holding it in position. This now has a quick fit coupling. And 2 spade connectors. The polarity doesn't matter. You get your new valve, and it's just a matter of reversing the process. Connect the spade connectors, again polarity doesn't matter. Make sure you insert the valve fully, just give it a little tug, make sure that's actually home and sealed, and then putting it in to the hopper you have to be a little bit careful. There's a cable under here which links the sensor to this plug, and you don't want to dislodge that sensor because it's a very tricky fit to put it back on. Just gently move it to one side and poke the valve through and up into its position, like so. Next step is just to line the holes up. carefully insert and start the threaded screw. They're started. Again, just finish them off with the screwdriver. If you are using one of these, make sure it's on a low torque setting. You don't want to mash up the heads of the screws when you do it uptight. Next step is refitting this plastic plate. This needs to be lined up correctly, but also when it's fitted you have to make sure that the cables and the pipe underneath this section don't get trapped between the plate and this section of the plastic here, otherwise it won't seal properly. So again, to get it in, you just need to flex it slightly, put the sealed end into the cavity, and then gently push one side in, line it up with this central tube, and push the other side in. It should just snap into place like that. Everything should feel like it's going to go together without trapping any cables or pipes. If you do trap any, take it out, position them carefully, and then put it back in again. Next step, obviously, just to put the screws back in position. All the holes should line up. If they don't, you can use a thin screwdriver or something just to lever it a little bit and get it into position. But as it's just come apart, it should go back together. So that's all 8 screws in position. Now just loosely fit the nylock nuts. And there's the nut I dropped earlier, caught in the trough. So now, carefully draw up each screw. Again, if you're using a screwdriver like this, okay, so that's it. Valve's changed. The division plate is back in position. No wires caught, nothing trapped. Now we can put refitting the auger. When I put the auger in, I like to put the auger and this feed disc in first of all. Line the coupling up to the hole at the base of the hopper. Just drop into position, and I tend to use the wire